The 2K Sports pregame show, presented by Sprite. The Cavaliers coming to an Eastern Conference contest in this game. Welcome to what should be a great Saturday night for the NBA. With Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. The Hornets hoping for a happy ending to close out their homestand before hitting the road. They sit at 11th in the East right now, not quite in the gutter, just in limbo.
Yeah, the matchup just seems to be a tough one, guys, because they're 0-3 against this club so far, on the brink of a season sweep. So I think from that standpoint, it's a very big game for this team. They want to right the ship.
Well, if you go 0-for against any team during the regular season, you can't feel good about yourselves. I mean, that's a given. But it's not too late for them. I mean, with their best performance, they can definitely win this game.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. So on the floor for Cleveland, Jones is out there with LeBron James. Then there's J.R. Smith. Then it's Mozgov. And it's Irving in at the 1 spot. Now, here is Irving from about 16. And it's off the back rim. No good. Well, the Bobcats then, now Hornets, might have been a little bit late to the analytics movement, but that's going on in the NBA all over the place. And they're full-time on it now.
Yeah, they're all over it. Last season, they had a half dozen of their staff devoted to analytics.
And the dunk by Walker.
Good aggressive finish on the break.
That's as easy a 2 points as you could ask for.
On defense, Charlotte coming off that loss against Philadelphia. Kicks to Irving. Puts up a 3. Once again off the mark by Cleveland. The Hornets have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Walker with it. He's picked up by Irving. And it's Walker penetrating. And there's Williams. That's good on the assist by Walker. Williams has got his first points in this one.
He got a little room at the rim and laid it in. Great play.
Here's James. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
You know, LeBron has an interesting tradition during the playoffs. He turns his cell phone off, stops watching sports television, and instead he watches movies and reads books. That sounds like a good life lesson for all of us.
And for LeBron, that tradition started a handful of seasons ago, Clark. Reading text and reading books before games.
Well, you know, I've heard it said that all readers aren't leaders, but all leaders read. And LeBron James, whether it's fiction or nonfiction, autobiographies of Malcolm X, Jerry West, and even his friend Jay-Z, he has dedicated himself to expanding his knowledge. That's a good sign.
As you did. You are a voracious reader.
I love to read. I've always loved to read.
Here's Smith. Good, and the assist goes to Irving.
It makes it so easy for your teammate when you can lead him with a pass like that one.
Over Cleveland, their last game, a win against Miami.
Yeah, that was a strange game. Very shaky defensive performance by their opponent, but hey, they took advantage of it.
Yeah, I'd go along with that. I mean, the game wasn't handed to them, but they definitely didn't have to work as hard as they should have.
The Cavaliers have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Well, it was only recently that the Cavs fans were worried that they'd lose Kyrie Irving in free agency, much like they've lost LeBron. Now, not only has LeBron returned, but the Cavs have locked up Irving to a long-term contract.
And the Hornets making a change here. Biombo's checked in. Now, here's Walker, averaging 18 points a game.
You know, he's so confident, sometimes to a fault, and that showed right there. That's a bad shot.
Exactly. I mean, that's self-inflicted damage right there. There are a lot better options than what he took.
And remember last season, a fan who ran out the court was wearing a shirt saying, "Kyrie, don't go." The fans were definitely, Clark, getting nervous.
And what a terrific turnaround for this franchise. I mean, last season struggling with chemistry concerns. Help has now arrived in a big way, and the mood around this city and the team has taken a complete 180. Boy, some would like to give Kyrie Irving the injury-prone label. I'm not sure if that's fair. Although in his first 3 seasons, he has yet to stay healthy start to finish.
And for Kyrie, you know, he can play all 82, Steve, and put this all to rest, but when he goes to the IR as much as he has, it's a fair question to pose.
Well, that's what he's got to do, Kevin. He's got to put together a season or two where he plays, you know, 75, 80, 82 games. Nothing else will put that label to rest, and it's just a matter of being able to do it. Some of it is luck, and some of it is maybe developing a more sound routine to help his body get through the year.
Well, they just gave him 2 points. Defensively, you're going to have to tighten things up here. That's not a good sign.
Outside, Jones. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Irving's got 3 assists tonight.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
And Walker kicks to Taylor. Makes no mistake on the open jump shot.
He had his head on the swivel and was able to pick out the pass and get the assist.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers.
Kemba Walker, quick, got a great handle on the ball. He's a blur in transition. And what I like about him, he's always looking to push the tempo for easy baskets, and he's tough, not afraid of the moment.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hornets. Jason Maxiell's checked in for Williams. Kirsten comes in for Jeff Taylor. And Stevenson's checked in for Gerald Henderson. And Mo Williams subbed in for Kemba Walker. Now here's Shumpert. 17 points for him last game against Miami.
And he was disruptive defensively, too. Kevin, really aggressively trying to make plays. In fact, he had 4 steals during that game.
First trip to the line for him here.
Well, his free throw numbers this year are below 70%. So when he's getting to the line, he has not been effective.
Guys, I think free throw shooting, and Steve, you can speak to this, is all about rhythm and confidence. And he hasn't been able to establish any rhythm there this season.
And Walker tough to stay in front of, but yet Clark, he's become a great finisher around the rim.
Well, you know, you have to be able to do that at his size. He's listed at 6'1", which I think is really generous. He's more 5'10"-ish, 5'11", and he understands that's an area that he has to continue to expand and add to be the potent offensive player he's capable of being.
Lance Stevenson, the all-time leading scorer in the history of high school basketball in New York State. And that's something when you consider the great players who came before him.
Yeah, to be at the top of that list says a lot about his high school career. He actually led Lincoln High School to an unprecedented 4 straight city basketball championships. There's a reason his nickname is Born Ready.
With the pause in the action, let's bring you the list of teams that have been lighting it up over the last 10 games. The Cavaliers.
Well, this is only a trend over a few games out of a very, very long season. But the coach has got to be pleased that his team has been able to score big with some consistency.
No good on that one.
And for Stevenson, despite the high school accolades, questions about eligibility and off-the-court issues caused many colleges not to recruit him. And after one season at Cincinnati, he slid to the second round of the draft, but he's really become quite a player.
Irving attacking, and Shumpert kicks to Thompson. Irving with the ball. Now guarded by Stevenson. Irving passes to LeBron. The 11-footer. It's rebounded by Charlotte.
But for Lance, he fell into the right situation in Indiana. a team that was patient, worked with him to help develop his talent. Paul George is in that starring role there for the Pacers for the foreseeable future. And I think Lance perhaps wanted to move on to Charlotte to see how he can handle being the main guy on the team.
Both teams on fire right from the opening tip.
Pedal to the throttle, Steve, just like we like it.
Charlotte has gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Shot from the wing, and that one comes up a bit short. Here comes Irving. A 23-point game for him in the win against Miami.
Yeah, not to mention 4 big steals on the night. He was getting it done at both ends of the floor.
For Cleveland, they have taken 10 shots from the free throw line up to this point and made 6 of them. The first free throw is good. And both free throws good for Dellavedova. And here's Stevenson. It could go. And that's not going to go. And a good game so far as we conclude the first quarter.
We get closer and closer to the playoffs. James Harden and the Houston Rockets.
And off we go. A close game now starting the second quarter. What do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for Cleveland?
They're making a concerted effort to get to the free throw line in the first half, guys. They're cashing in.
They've been distributing the ball. Really well tonight too. I mean, a decent number of assists so far for him.
Henderson and Stevenson on the perimeter. Al Jefferson out there with Marvin Williams. And it's Williams at the point. So that's who Charlotte starts the second with. For 3, Smith. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Dellavedova. 8 points for Smith.
Wow, this has been a thriller. I mean, the way these teams are battling, just going back and forth.
Would you like to bet that this game may end on a buzzer beater? How much would you bet?
Gotta love the finger roll up and over the defense.
Charlotte making some changes. Taylor's checked in for Lance Stevenson. And it's Kemba Walker in for Mo Williams. Hornets trail by 6. Here's Williams. The dish to Henderson. Feeds it to Walker. Launches it. And that one's good. Walker's got 9 points.
Seems like guarding him on the perimeter is not a priority for this defense, but it will become one if he continues to knock them down.
Shumpert, no good.
Gerald Henderson certainly helped by the acquisition of Al Jefferson, which created some space for him on the perimeter. And he's made great strides with his outside shot over his career.
Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris?
And Kevin, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist is developing his jump shot, but he's got everything else in his game. As Coach Steve Clifford said, first, he's an A1 competitor, and he's one of the few guys in the league that can night in and night out defend primary scorers and make it hard on them. He's team first. He just brings so much to our team. Gentlemen, back to you.
A great energy player, Doris. Thanks. And Henderson, a slasher, one of the best wings in the league at working himself to the line.
Also a steady defender.